Alrighty, welcome to the third month of my alternate picking practice. So just quickly, what I decided to do just about 2 months ago was dedicate the next 3 months to trying to perfect my sort of alternate picking style. So what I was doing before was I was resting my pinky on the pick guard just here whenever I was playing through melodies. And I think it's just something I kind of learned while I was a beginner, just starting out. But I decided to kind of relearn it. So like I stopped doing that just because I feel like when you're playing more advanced sort of techniques and stuff, like if you introduce some sweep picking while you're playing, then it just gets in the way kind of. In this third month, what I thought I might do was maybe just like play through sort of some chord progressions, play the chord tones just in one position. So just say I'm doing like a 1, 5, 6, 4 progression. Taking these bottom 4 strings, I might play through the chord tones of each chord, so that one, and then to that one, so and then so just kind of play through that as quickly as I can, start off slowly and build my way up throughout the month. So and it will just help me learn the patterns as well and get better with improvising as well. So that's the general idea. In the previous month I was practicing through some different like ideas with approach notes and like enclosures. So that sort of thing. So I wanted to switch it up in this last month and just play something a little more basic and just maybe try and work on the technique and the speed a little more instead of just mapping out different like scale ideas basically. And also adding on to that, I'll play through a few different riffs as well. So in the last month I transcribed a few riffs from a solo from a song I like. So I'm going to do the same in this month except choose a different song. So I've already got some ideas of some different riffs I want to practice. We're up to week 2 now. Over the past week I was practicing some sort of the chord tones over different chord progressions. So for this one, for example, which I just kind of realised is the chord progression for, I think, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. So what I was doing is taking these bottom 4 strings and just playing through each chord. Yeah, so taking that chord progression, it's just so yeah, I was just practicing that in all the different keys, and then I would take the next one, which is kind of more of the minor version of the same thing. So we got would go like this. And then, so after I'd done that, I would and did it in all the keys. I would practice just using these 4 strings instead. So the middle 4, and then so for the first major progression. So it's a bit of a tongue twister for your fingers. It's kind of weird to get your mind around, but that's what I'm trying to do. And then we got the last one. So the reason it was a little sloppy was because I wasn't practicing that as much this week as I was some of the riffs that I was transcribing. The first riff that I was transcribing was this one. Just learning in all the positions. So yeah, there's that one, and then there's this one. Um, and yeah, so there's that one, and then there's this last one. And that goes from a sort of together with a longer riff that's more like this. And so all of those riffs come from a song by Guthrie Govan called Wonderful Slippery Thing. So yeah, that's the song I've been sort of working on this week. G'day, so over the last week I was going over the chord tones, over the different chord progressions. So last week I showed you a couple of them. It was the 1, 5 dominant, 6 and then 4. And then I did the minor version, which was the 1 dominant, 7, and then the 6, and then the minor 4th. So yeah, that was the 2 I think we did last week. And then I added on another progression, so it was the 1, 3rd dominant, and then 4, and then 5. So it's a pretty simple one. I wanted to just cover the basics sort of. And so I did 4 strings at a time. So I did the bottom 4 strings, then the middle 4, and then the top 4 strings here. And then I would tackle the middle 4 strings for the 3 progressions. And then I'll do the top 4 strings, so the first progression. And then the minor, sorry. And then the last one, which was the yeah, so those are the progressions, and then I was just practicing the riffs that I was doing last week. And the so yeah, I'm going to continue working on those riffs, and then with the progressions, I'll probably try and like merge them all together. Alright, so we're at the start of week 4 now, so that just means I've got 1 more week left to do, and then I'll have finished the 3 months of alternate picking. So yeah, at the end of this week I'll record one last little video to tie up everything, and then we'll start on the next sort of project, I guess. So I'll just run through what I did this week. So this week I was going through what the chord tone exercise, but I was shifting through each one. So like I was doing these 4 strings, then the middle 4, and then the top 4, then the middle, and then back to the beginning. And so that was just the 1, dominant 5, 6, and then 4. So that was the first chord progression I was practicing. And I was doing at different speeds with the metronome, so I'd start off slower and then I'd work my way up to you know, going pretty quickly like this, that sort of thing. So that's the first progression. This is the minor one. Yep, and then the last one. Aside from that, I was also going through one of the riffs. So just practicing that, different spots. So there, here, and then just here as well. Alright, so this is the last video of the alternate picking. It feels good to be finished now. Definitely have improved with it, I'd say, but probably not like as fluent as I want to be with it. But you know how I was talking about my technique I used to use with my finger on the pick guard? Like that's completely gone away now, because even when I try that now, it just feels weird. Like doing it without that, just how like most people do it, feels a lot more natural now. So that's a big plus from these 3 months of practice. So this week I just decided to forget the whole following the chord progression sort of idea I was doing. Yeah, I decided not to do that this week. Focus on the 3 sort of riffs that I've been practicing this month. So the main one I was doing was that one, doing it in 3 positions. And here. Still playing a little sloppy today because I haven't really warmed up properly with it. But what I did was I'd kind of break that riff into parts to practice. So the whole, I would practice that sort of separately for a while. So just do the, and then I would even go further into it and just practice like, and just practice that with the metronome for a while, or just do that, and then just break it into its individual components, and then towards the end of the practice session I'd put it all together. So, and then do the whole thing. So that was the main one I practiced, and I also did a bit of the that one and the and that one as well. That's the 3 months done. Feels good to be finished, and I can't wait to work on a new project now. So just to wrap it up, I would say that it's been a good 3 months, but I guess it takes longer than 3 months to really start getting the hang of the alternate picking stuff, because even though I've made progress with it, I reckon I'd probably need another good 3 months to really get it to where I want it to be. So yeah, so maybe in the future I'll revisit this again. So yeah, thanks for watching this video and cheers for sticking with it.